Every day for the last week, I let my 600,000 followers tell me exactly where they wanted me to go and went to the most liked comment every single day. I'm G-Fed. I travel the country touring stadiums. I've made a video at pretty much every major college in the country at this point, which gave me a following to lean on for this project. Since making these videos, I've had some fans and faculty want me back, but there's always been two big issues with that. One, I am a very indecisive person and had a hard time picking what places to go to. And two, me and a lot of the people reaching out to me didn't really have any ideas for content to make a good video out of these visits. 2 days before leaving for this exact project, it finally hit me. What if instead of planning 7 different trips that my followers may or may not want to see me at, I just make them be my logistics team and plan the trip every single day? Seemed like a great way to spend less time planning content and more time actually making it. We set this trip to 7 days and that the next location I went to would be within 6 hours driving of the previous location. That's a maximum of 42 hours driving. Plenty of distance to go anywhere in the lower 48 over the course of a week. And the next thing there had to be was there had to be a theme to this. So I figured college sports fans are my biggest audience that actually might maybe care about me being somewhere. And this time of year has more sports in season than any other time of the year. If any event had the most liked comment in any of these sports hosting an official NCAA event, I was going to be there. Easy enough to follow. Good. Great. We started this journey 3.5 hours out from my home base of Chicago, going to number 13 Purdue at number 14 Michigan State, men's basketball at the Breslin Center. Should we try to get in this? Is this door open? Door is locked. Can't confirm the door is locked, guys. Perfect timing. I thought this would set some good precedents going to high-level games this week, and I was already in town doing a video with Snapback Sports, so why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone? I don't think their video's dropped yet, but go check out their page and be ready when it does. This involved me taking people to Lansing for the very first time, which was really fun for me because a lot of people don't come to Lansing, but also really not fun because people don't come to Lansing in February for a reason. I hit all the spots in what I consider to be the Lansing Holy Trinity: Big B Coffee, Horrocks, and Quality Dairy. Then we went to Eastside Fish Fry because contrary to a lot of food around here, the places that look the worst on the outside have the best stuff that they're making. And we walked around campus a little bit, just getting familiar with the area. Passing right by the Magic Johnson statue as I walk in, which as I get closer, kind of doesn't look like him at all. But we're not going to disrespect the GOAT. Oh man, is it good to be back. Absolute GOAT status. Hopefully getting updated soon. Remember when Tom Izzo dressed up as a member of KISS? That is documented very well over here. Some beautiful threads by the entrance, but this right here, this is the GOAT Michigan State jersey. Darko Milicic's jersey in the year of our Lord 2025 is insane. And now he's getting interviewed basically because his jersey's that sweet. Taking our first shot inside together. I actually don't even know what my seats are. I didn't buy these myself. Man, it's good to be back. I'm honestly kind of embarrassed this was our first time going here on video, but I am happy I waited because this crowd tonight was electric. You can probably hear as we're walking around, we are missing the game right now, and that is the excitement of being at the Breslin, so we're going to do more of that. What we walked into is really nice, and the concourse isn't bad, but like, this is really all it is. We'll give a big shout out to all these guys before we hit the seat. I'm like the biggest Michigan State fan ever, and I don't recognize 2/3 of them. Shout out to people playing basketball in the 40s though. Those are some pioneers. Some people were expecting a how long can I stay video to come with my visit, including MSU security, who I heard from the DM grapevine had cameras on me the entire game. But luckily for everybody involved, I'm not an idiot and don't do those videos after I tell someone exactly where I'm going to be. So it went smoothly for everybody except for that poor soul on the camera team that had their time wasted that night. You guys think we can get on the court right now? Definitely got a lot of security down there, but they got a lot of people too. That's really all I gotta do for how long can I stay video, right? Just found our way. Let's go try to do that. I don't have a wristband, no.
Okay, so were you trying to talk to somebody?
I was gonna see if I could wave anybody. No, that's not gonna work.
I can't let anybody down.
Okay. Have a good one. After the game, we went to the most popular campus bar, Harper's, because going to Harper's against my will is basically tradition visiting East Lansing at this point, and we waited for the day 2 likes to roll in. I am 27 years old. We need to be done with this. I'm retiring myself from Harper's after this time. Let's have a night, everybody. When I made this challenge, I knew people would have fun with it, but they didn't have fun with it in the way that I expected it to go. I was fully expecting my followers to use every bit of the 6 hours I gave them to send me somewhere completely remote and make me drive all the way back from like California or something at the end of this. But in reality, they were way less concerned about driving and a lot more concerned about me going to the most random sporting events I could not even possibly think of. Taking us to Calvin College for the Division III Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association Swim and Dive Conference Championship for day 2. Not the most nationally anticipated event, but if I have to drive 1 hour for my next stop instead of 6, that is fine by me. One thing I learned quickly doing this challenge is as much as it was about the places I was going to in the evening, it was just as much about the cities I was going to and the opportunities around it to keep making content during the day. In our first time filming in Grand Rapids, we got to skip over to Allendale to see one of the best Division II football fields in the entire country at Grand Valley State and see their GLIAC rival Davenport, which had pretty far from that. Here we are. Got maybe a couple hundred seats worth of people on the roadside. On the home side we're at right now, maybe a few hundred, and that's about the field. Did that as worth the whole video. Just for you DU people, I'll throw it in here. Here's a door. Is it open? This is a visitor entrance. I think I can be here. Pretty sure that's about all we need here. Calvin College also has like some fantastic facilities for a D3 school. Basically every indoor sport at Calvin is held under the same roof as swimming and diving, and we got to see one of the best Division III basketball arenas I have ever seen. Wow, this is pretty neat. There is a lot of D1 basketball schools that do not have a gym this nice. I mean, we got all seat back upper level seating. What kind of D3 school has this? These stairs should take us to the floor, right? Hell yeah, dude. This is super cool. Okay, we're like 5 minutes away from the swim meet starting. I do want to give this a full go and be there the entire time. I think I owe this to the challenge to do that. I think I'm gonna get some concessions first though. $6 sandwich of the day. Let's see what that is. This was $9, man. This is my kind of concessions. I kind of played yourself too, trying to be funny with a swim meet, because this is like legitimately a fun thing to go to for me. I had a blast. Since there was only like a few hundred people at this meet and everyone there was pretty excited to see their sport get covered, I was able to interact with more followers and athletes on the team than anywhere I went this entire trip. We got an electric factory here today. Look at this. Let's go, baby. Bam, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's watch some swimming. Ugh, nice. What's up, everybody? Yeah. Big thing we accomplished here, too. We actually found the man that left the top like comment that got me here. If this series picks up, you might be a part of history. You got the first top like comment to get me to Calvin College, and you're a Hope fan. How do you feel about it?
Let's go Dutch. Happy G-Fed is here.
Also, Hope College's name for their team is the Flying Dutchman, like the one in SpongeBob. I think that's fantastic. Let's go! I've seen this sword being carried around. I finally found a guy that has it. I need this in my hand. This needs to be a part of the content. Can I please have it?
Oh yeah, go for it. All yours.
Does this knight me? This is actually a lot heavier than I thought it would be. That's like, could this actually cut something?
No.
Is this sharp?
It's pretty dull, yeah.
Yeah, this is very dull. I got a question for y'all. Who can get me in the pool after the meet? Can we make that happen? Can we make that happen? All right, after the meet, I got some trunks in the car. We're getting in the pool. Hell yeah. Yeah. They didn't let me in the pool. At the conclusion of this meet, we had a lot more decisive of a contest on where to go for day 3. Really good for my headspace, not really good for my odometer. This will take us next to Kent State at Cleveland State for a wrestling meet. This ass service level seems really random, but I think it captured better than anything this week the magic of this challenge the most. Cleveland State is on the brink of losing several non-revenue sports, including the wrestling program. It's getting next to no coverage anywhere outside of maybe Cleveland, and I would have no idea this is going on if it wasn't for all of you. But because of this, we had the opportunity to put over 500,000 eyeballs on a program having potentially its last home match ever. This was a 4-hour trek and got me in town just early enough to drum up some hype with the community. Sir, I've been tasked with saving Cleveland State Wrestling. What does Cleveland State Wrestling mean to you?
I don't know what it means to me, but I tell you what, anytime a team in Cleveland isn't the Browns, I want to give them a chance because they can't be any worse. Also, Stipe Miocic can kick my ass, so if he wants Cleveland State Wrestling to be here, we're going to listen to him.
What does Cleveland State Wrestling mean to you?
Everything. Got good friends on the team.
Hell yeah. That guy was actually a random person. But you see my point. The buzz is immense. We also grabbed a bite at Ohio City Burrito, and we got a hold of John Carroll while we were in town, which also I think really goes into the spirit of this challenge. Would I ever reach out, plan logistics, and make a whole separate trip just to go to a D2 school? Very, very unlikely. But while I'm in the area posting, seems like a great afternoon to stop in for an hour. Out of all the campuses I've been to, one thing I've never done one time is put on a mascot costume. And as I'm walking through the sports information area at John Carroll, I'm seeing this guy that just came in. Apparently he's brand new. I want to see what we look like in that. Off rip, this head is like 20 pounds. I don't know how people wear these in the summer. It's actually a plastic inside, so it's not as hot as I thought it'd be, but it feels like the inside of a mask you wear close to your face on Halloween, and it kind of smells, probably from someone wearing it before me. Visibility, not super great. I'd say like 4 out of 10 visibility, 6 out of 10 comfort. Should I like go to an arena, just like dressed like this and tour one, or a football field? I think something we need to do in a full mascot suit, but not tell anybody. I like that. Shout out to John Carroll for carbon copying Notre Dame uniforms, London Fletcher, and let me try on the mascot suit for the first time. They also got me this quarter zip right here. I felt obligated to wear this at least a little bit during the video. But as we left John Carroll, we ran into quite the point of impasse. We just saw a tweet that this event is sold out. I pretty much always buy my tickets the day of for any game that I'm going to, and I have yet to miss one game because it's sold out in over a year and a half. There's no shot the first time this happens can be for a Horizon League wrestling match, right? Like, absolutely no chance. We eventually got it figured out. Shout out to Coach Garcia for making that happen. I knew there'd be some buzz here, but selling the whole place out, that was news to me. My level of hyped up has gone from like a 6 to maybe even a 10 in the last few hours here. Seeing people walk in, seeing this actually happen in real life, I think we're walking into a crazy crowd. Also just doing my due diligence as an internet stadium tour guide. This is what outside the arena looks like. Not quite Calvin College. Not terrible either. Actually, as I'm walking around, I kind of want to know what's down these stairs. I haven't checked that out yet. This feels like an abandoned rec center or something low-key. Is this still being used? There is actually some people through here. But it looks like there's an empty pool this way. That looks like fun. This was my first time going to a wrestling match that was not WWE, and the production around it was closer to that or like a prize fight than I was expecting it to be. They had the lights off and a spotlight on the ring the entire night, and they had a ring announcer that was like a boxing ring announcer too.
Good spirit for you, Cleveland State University Vikings!
I didn't really know how this was scored or how the time was structured, but I did know enough that when the biggest guy walked in the ring, that he was probably going to win.
He is the number 29 ranked heavyweight, the
This guy is so freaking big. Cleveland State guy smoking this Kent State, dude. That guy is a freaking unit. CSU! 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 Cleveland State also won, taking us to 2-0 on the trip. After the match, we met back up with Sir Yacht, crashed on his couch, pretended to be him for 5 seconds, and got on our way to day number 4. Today we're going up to Michigan and eating every item at Big Boy for a week. Am I doing it right? That's not like something you would do. This took us to the number 1 by the widest margin comment of the week, Michigan State at Michigan basketball. This was the most excited to go to any game this whole entire week I have ever been. I'm a lifelong Michigan State fan, and I've never been to a Michigan State game in any sport. Mostly because every rivalry game is really expensive. No one in my life has ever had the means to take me, and I've never had the means to take myself. This has not changed. I paid $170 for a ticket, but we do content now, so there's some return on investment there. Especially if you do like this video, that would help us a lot. Another cool thing about going to Ann Arbor was making some content around the rest of the athletic complex. I've only ever really made videos at the Big House, and that changed today. I haven't seen too many Big Ten baseball fields. Maybe 4 or 5 of them off the top of my head. I think this is my favorite one, though. It's pretty weird that the seat backs are in the back and the bleachers are in the front, though, right? I feel like that's not normal. And across the way, possibly even sharing a center field fence, softball field's right over there, too. This is why the Big Ten has a tough go in baseball. Look at this field. Teams are in season right now. Even I can admit this wing catcher helmet is pretty cool. Winged helmet on the fire hydrant is pretty cool too. About 25 feet away from sharing a fence. But lastly, a pretty nice softball field too. I don't see softball fields that have outfield bleachers very often. I have heard that Michigan softball is pretty nice too. 2005 national champs, not too bad. We have to find a way into this building now. This is probably the field house for indoor track and like maybe wrestling. Might be the indoor football facility though. Off chance. You know what? I was actually wrong on everything. This is a hockey arena, and through these really interesting doors, I can see a good amount of it right through here. Since this is actually a revenue sport for Michigan, that probably explains why it's locked up. Except this guy right here. This one is open. This is pretty dang cool. This is a really cool arena. And we have a Wolverine taxidermy. Hell yeah. These glass cases of memorabilia have the design of something that belongs in my grandparents' house. There's a handful of people, or maybe children, that are playing out here. But this is a venue. Really, really like this, actually. Second level of seating's up here, but up on the other side, we got some really interesting suites. I'm popping over there. Little reunion for the 1996 championship we're walking by. That's fun. Walking around, apparently Kevin Porter's like an all-time great Michigan hockey player, and I just cannot disassociate him with the basketball player. Just up here, that's about the best view of Yost you're gonna get. We'll move out on that. That was incredible. I would even say that is my favorite athletic facility on Michigan's campus. I know the Big House is the Big House, and I haven't seen all of the hockey arenas, but I would be shocked if there's more hockey arenas in the U.S. that I like more than that. And I know there's a solid handful I like more than the Big House. After a tour around AA, Ann Arbor, not Alcohol's Anonymous, people do actually call it that, we went and got some food and leaned on the logistics team for that again, taking us to some Cuban spot downtown. From there, we go to the Chrysler Center. I've seen some speculation about what I'd be wearing tonight, and I think it's important to respect your rivals. I truly do. But it's one thing to respect your rivals, and it's another thing to play both sides. I am not Ted Cruz. I am not Rob Lowe. And there's a Big Ten championship to win. We're standing on business and heading into enemy territory. I like how everyone on the event staff has these light up maize hats. I wish more stadiums put pizzazz into their event staff. I'm not gonna lie, I thought there'd be more Michigan State fans here right now. Walking around, I am definitely outnumbered. You guys' shorts look great. Go green.
Hey, go white.
There we go.
Let's go. Up there now, right?
Should I actually get up here?
Yeah, absolutely. I
do it.
All right, all
Let me
right.
get a picture of you.
Can you get a video? The Chrysler Center is about as basic of a college basketball arena as you're going to see. You have one bowl for everyone to sit in, and you have one concourse about splitting that bowl right in half. Based on the college basketball arenas I've gone to, I'd say about half of them have that exact model. Michigan does do a good job highlighting all of their sports around the arena. I did like that a lot, and their fans did a better job than I thought they were going to do keeping Michigan State fans out. It ended up being like 90-10 Wolverines, with a good amount of them being students that got these light up cowboy hats that I was pretty jealous of, I'm not going to lie. I also found it interesting that it's Chrysler Arena inside of the place and Chrysler Center outside of it. Apparently the whole thing was Chrysler Arena until like the early 2010s when they made it the Chrysler Center with the remodel, but they didn't change the inside. That would make a lot of sense to me if it was like a Kentucky or a Creighton that has more event space outside of the bowl of the place, but you don't really have that in Michigan. Maybe I'm just being a hater, but it felt over technical to me. Everything aside from that though, it was not enough to keep MSU from winning this game, taking us personally to 3-0 on the trip and 2-1 for the home team. They're playing Hail to the Victors and trying out Go Green, Go White. They don't usually do that after a loss. Seen a lot of people writing off Michigan State because of the remaining schedule. Should have brought off those teams that had to play Michigan State, baby. I wish I had stubs for you, but I love this. That's great. Day 5, that home team became Michigan State, as we are now seeing a hockey game against Penn State. I don't know if we went back to Michigan State because I have more MSU fans following me than I thought I did, or if everyone just wanted to see the #1 hockey team in the country play on my page. But nonetheless, this is night 5 and we have not spent any money on hotels at this point, so I am a-okay with that. With the extra money saved on hotels, I used basically the rest of my ticket budget to take my brother to this hockey game with me, who goes to Michigan State and hasn't seen a hockey game here yet. And when I say blow the rest of my ticket budget, I really mean it, because getting in this place was like over $100. Easily the most money I spent in a hockey game before, even NHL. But unlike the Michigan State game, this one was not worth it at all. Penn State went up 2-0 in the first 2 minutes of the game and took the air out of the place immediately. Munn Arena as a whole is solid. It's not something I think is truly special though. It's a much older crowd and in turn a little bit quieter, mostly because the student section at MSU takes up a much smaller fraction of Munn. It was fun, I just wasn't blown away and wouldn't do it again for $100. But we did take away some highlights, one of them being getting hockey specific beer from Lansing Brewing Company that looks like it has Kirk Gibson playing hockey on it. We stole some pom-poms from the student section on accident, and we got on the Jumbotron for the first time this week. Oh, take a palm. Shit. Oh, thank you so much. We saved the day. Yeah. We made it. We did it. Someone actually recognized us. Let's go. And we also found Red Savage's hockey jersey, who wears number 21, making him 21 Savage on ice, which, after everything, was the most viral thing we did of the entire week. Because of the tweet that we made, Red Savage went all the way up to #1 on the most sold jersey on the NIL store that services 90 different Division I schools. I would imagine with how popular college football and basketball are, it takes a lot to get a college hockey jersey that high, and I am just overwhelmed by the response to that. I'm not the one with the talent, I just noticed something, but hey, shout out to Red Savage. You earned that one. After the game, we went out with some college students because that's what you do after your brother recently turns 21. And of course, 4 days after publicly retiring from the place, we went back to Harper's. Day 6 is when things started going exactly how I thought they would go though. In the true spirit of the challenge, I got sent almost exactly 6 hours south to Lexington, Kentucky for #7 LSU at #14 Kentucky women's basketball. Not only was this about the maximum distance away, it was also a 3:30 p.m. tip, so we woke up at 5 in the morning after going to the bar to get right after it. Just got to our hotel. Slight oversight doing this. Most places you can't check in until 3 p.m. Game's at 3:30. I really need to take a shower. Luckily though, it's 2:45. We got in early. We got hustled though. It's 8 minutes before tip right now. Filing in with everybody else. Feeling good. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised Kentucky women don't play at Rupp. Considering we were just there a couple months ago, I'm really excited to check out an arena I didn't know existed until today. How are we looking here? This place actually looks a lot more modern than I thought it would from the outside. Oh, we just looking at 24 minutes until this game starts? Who told me this starts at 3:30? Come on. Like Cleveland State, although this game wasn't nationally relevant to anyone outside of the women's basketball space, it was pretty relevant to people in Lexington because it was the most filled up this place was the entire season. Or at least so it was told from people that I met. Obviously, this is my first time here. I want to do one quick walkthrough in game because one, it's so easy to walk around during the game, unlike a lot of places we go to. And two, this is a brand new renovated arena as of this season. So a lot of cool stuff to see here. So we got our student section right here. Behind me is actually all GA seating. I got a ticket for this right here for 15 bucks. And then down here is our reserve seating. That's really kind of it for the main sections. And then lastly right here, we have our one premium section. I didn't get a ticket for it, but you can see the most of it. Doing great over there, team. Go Cats. Along with seeing a great game, Kentucky's staff was more hands-on with this experience than anybody all week. They let us in on the t-shirt toss. We went to the front of the student section for the end of a great game, and connected to the Coliseum is the men's and women's basketball facility that we got to hang out after the game too. Thank you, sir. This is all basketball, but just to the right here, we got the 2020 National Championship for volleyball too. And behind this door, we have the basketball trophy case. SEC Division Champ, followed by Tournament Champ, followed by regular season champ. These down here aren't natties, but I think they look cooler than the natties. I wish they were the natties. This right here, this is what we expect from Kentucky basketball. Even beyond the flex of the amount of players on this is just like graphically really cool. I like how the jerseys pop. More players of the year over here. I think this downstairs level is where things get really interesting for us. Oh yeah. That's pretty sweet. Just to the right here, locker room through this door. Locker room, team lounge. I think it's the same thing. We got some access. And we got a follower in the building. That's it, what's up, my guy?
What up?
What we got for Big Blue Nation?
Big Blue Nation, baby. That's the best nation in the world.
So that was a lounge. Right through here, you got the actual locker room. We're off to the court now. See you guys. See you, Kirk. Best luck this season. Let's get out of here. Let's get a quick glimpse of this right here. This is more modest than I thought it would be. When I think Kentucky basketball, I think the biggest thing in the world, and you got the banners up here, but outside of that, this feels like a relatively regular gym. But nonetheless, like 30 NBA players in the last 10 years or so played here, so what do I know? They want to come. While we're here, we got to at least take one shot. My favorite Kentucky alum, being from Michigan, is Devin Booker. I think he'd take a three like right here. I'm going to do that. The form's not good, but he'll go in. Arc was actually right on the money. The depth, though, that's not cutting it. Actually, through this hallway is, I think, the coolest spot that I've seen so far. You guys remember the heyday of Sports Illustrated? I've never seen all of the Sports Illustrated covers at any university, probably because they don't have this many. All featured. It's still going all along the wall. Gotta get John Walls in here too, and Pat P. That's like 25. And right here we have a signed Kentucky court, which has to be the most expensive piece of memorabilia in any facility. There has to be so many NBA players on this thing. I want to say this is John Wall right here. How close am I to AD wingspan-wise? I can't tell. Not close at all. That's about all we have today. Ended on the quiet court. One day left on the trip. Feel like I have to. This looks just like Rupp's course. I'm just going to pretend it's Rupp's. And the shoes match. All seriousness, though, this is an incredible venue. I wish more places could do stuff for their women's basketball team and volleyball team that's separate from their men's basketball arena. The intimate environments, It's a little bit different. After the end of the game, we had our first Dave's Hot Chicken experience. Absolutely incredible place. I know it's not just in Lexington, but I loved it. And we went to bed knowing full well we had another 5-hour drive ahead of us the next day, the opposite direction where we started. And this time, I think it was truly the first nonsensical game we went to. 13-12 Florida A&M at 9-18 Alabama A&M for men's hoops. Some of the choices our logistics team made this week were a little bit weird, but ended up working out really, really well. This was the only one I just straight up disagreed with. But nonetheless, we followed page rules and we got on our way to Huntsville. To make lemonades out of lemons, I tried to do as many walk-on challenges on the way as I could, which ended up being 2. I thought both videos were pretty good though. This allowed us enough time to hit Alabama A&M's football field right before tip-off. From the outside, this arena is exceeding my expectations. I'm excited to be in here. I haven't bought my ticket yet. I'm guessing it's gonna be 10. Hello, how are we doing? I just want one ticket, $16.50, got it, thank you. So we had over 500 people submit a like for me to be here. I'll let you be the judge. You think we got 500 people in the building tonight? It's pretty close. I'm not even gonna throw shade. If you showed up to a 9-18 team like this, you're a good person. I like you. At least you got a big concourse to walk around to really take this place in. Like I said from the outside, this really isn't that bad of an arena. Of course the team's 9-18, so no one showed up, but if it was good, I'd be happy to be here. There is actually a club section right over here that's only separated by a couple walls from the rest of the seats. And there's also an Athletic Hall of Fame right here that isn't open during the game. I wish it was. Seems like a good thing to check out during a bad basketball game. Anything on concessions? Prices are pretty cheap, but the board's just not speaking to me. I gotta be honest with y'all. We've gone to a lot of weird sporting events this week, but all of them have been like weird in a good way. I've been pleasantly surprised to be there and found like really cool things about the place that made it interesting. This is the first time this week I'm a little bit upset with y'all choices. I go anywhere y'all want. You're the logistics team. You guys make this happen. But we had Lipscomb at Austin Peay we could be at. Lipscomb, who has like very legit aspirations to be a tournament team, and Austin Peay, who has Hansel and Manuel on the team with one arm, which would have just been super cool to watch in this intimate of a setting. But instead we were at, just based on the product on the court and the records, one of the most insignificant games you could possibly be at. But we'll still try to make the most of it. Maybe we'll get lucky and find someone that'll get us into something cool. Honestly, at this point, let's just sit front row the rest of the game. Why not? Should I just walk on the court at half? I think I can swing it. Who's stopping me here? Pretty good view of the game. Can definitely see over all these 6'6" dudes. I'm so tempted. We were like 6 inches away from hitting that guy in the head. Overall, Alabama A&M's facilities were a lot better than I thought they'd be. This seems like a very proud HBCU that we ended up at. This was actually the first HBCU game I ever attended to. I wish I went to one that had more juice, but Alabama A&M did what they could to give us something. We did have a Mardi Gras night. The band was super live for the kind of event it was. And Alabama A&M actually won, bringing our total on the week up to 4-2. 3-3 if you count Michigan losing, but I don't. You thought we were going to bring it down to a 9-18 team. I didn't contribute to the win at all, but hey, it was cool to see it. At the cause of a quick TikTok dance, we have gained our access to the tunnel. Let's see if my embarrassment was worth it. You're good, bro. Training room over here. These walls look really clean. I don't know if there's a whole lot more going back here, though. Got a bunch of program histories. Basketball, soccer. You get the gist. One NBA player in history. Sean McKell Gladness. And Robert Mathis. Definitely the most famous person I've seen on this wall. That's enough in Alabama for me. We got about 9-hour drive, maybe 8.5 to get back. It's almost 10 o'clock. I need to get on that right now. This is really fun, though. I was a little pessimistic about this one going in, but we found our people. We found our access. Turned out to be all right. For some more numbers, added on a 9-hour drive home from Huntsville to Chicago, we ended up driving 32.5 hours on the entire trip. Since the swim meet and the wrestling meet were free, we spent $481 on tickets, 381 of those being from the Michigan State game and the MSU hockey game. And we only spent one total night at a hotel that was like $60. Overall, it was a pretty affordable week compared to what it could have been, but most importantly, I had more fun making this content than I have had making content in a long time, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it so we can do it again. I structurally really like what we're doing, but I think we can add some more parameters to this, whether it's length or distance or sports involved or just any different thing involved to make this compelling content. Leave a comment. We now have precedents that what you say matters a lot on this page, so maybe you leave something good, you'll see it on the screen again. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and all the schools involved. Seriously, appreciate y'all.
You say